What would you say are some of India's strengths and some of its biggest challenges?
I think the biggest seminal challenge that India has, and I don't think it'll go away in a hurry, is that essentially India still believes that it is a government that has a country, that it's a state-led system. And that idea needs to be flushed out. It is getting flushed out because look, we were a civilization far before we became a nation state. So India has civilizational virtues which are 3,000 years old. And that is what makes India. The idea that this nation state makes India is nonsense. The nation state is only 60 something years old. So that is the biggest challenge. The state has to get out of the way. That does not in any way mean, and I talk about this in my book, that the state does not have a really important role in providing infrastructure, in bringing social justice, in applying law and order. All of that is really, really important. But the state has to get out of this. I mean, look, the Indian state is still running companies, including a watch company. It's ridiculous that the Indian state is still involved in all sorts of nonsense, right? The state needs to get out of the way and empower individuals. Look, the seminal problem of India is the modern Indian state was built on this idea that the government was the key thing. Whereas in America, it's always the individual that has been the key thing. And I think that's the right way for India to develop, because that's who we were. We were always a nation where individual and individual enterprise was really, held up and celebrated. We forgot all that. So we have to go back to this idea that the individual is the most powerful, sort of idea. And what are its strengths? I think India's greatest strength, therefore, let me say, are the individuals. Because, there's this whole thing about India grows at night when the government is asleep. I mean, I mentioned this in my book too. The great Indian IT sector that everybody talks about, the information technology sector. There's this whole joke, which has gone on for many years, that it happened in Bangalore, far away from Delhi. So now the politicians got to know. And that's why the information technology sector boomed. Because had the government got to know that they were doing these cool things, immediately everything would have stopped, right? So yeah, I'm a big believer that India's inherent strength lies in its people, its inherent entrepreneurial tendencies that people have within themselves, and that just needs more opportunities.